If I want to scale to the 9-figure mark, which is what I want to do, I would want to look at someone who's doing multi 9 figures or 10 figures because they have done where I want to go. But it would be important to me that they have a fitness background, don't do drugs, and don't drink, because I have a fitness background, but also a huge focus on fitness in life. So that's important to me. It's important to me that the person doesn't do drugs because I just don't want to be aligned to someone that does drugs. Not that drugs are bad. I'm just saying I don't want to learn from someone who's constantly on drugs, and I don't drink. So if someone's like a billionaire or running a 10-figure company and they are into fitness, they don't do drugs, and they don't drink, perfect. That's a good alignment to me because that's where I want to go in the same manner. We're going to talk about business coaches for entrepreneurs. Now, truth be told, I have a very brash opinion when it comes to business coaches for entrepreneurs. Why? Because the small amount, hopefully a small amount, that I'm aware of, I watch what they're doing, and unfortunately, I just don't agree with a lot that they're doing with, which actually helps the rest of us be good coaches because the competition is so small. I'm going to explain to you what I believe makes a good business coach. And at the end of the show, let me know if you agree. Maybe I missed something, or maybe there's something that you can add to this show by telling me. But I'm pretty sure I got most everything to talk about to put on display how you can pick a good business coach as an entrepreneur. So there's 3 areas when it comes to picking a business coach as an entrepreneur. Number 1, look at the life they live. Number 2, look at the business they have or had. And number 3, pure alignment. So we're going to unpack those. So number 1, when you're looking at the type of person, look at them in depth and vet them very deeply. When it comes to the type of person they are, there are some things that you're going to want to look into when it comes to that person, first and foremost, which is what type of person are they? Are they a good person? You have to look really deep to find that answer. What's their family look like? Do they have a family? Is the coach having a family important for you because you're going to want family advice and relationship advice? We're going to talk more about their business later in the show, but do they have a business? Are they just a franchisee trying to teach entrepreneurship? How good are their relationships? Do they have a deep network? Do they have good relationships? Are they a good leader? Will you follow them? How much impact do they have? How much influence do they have? Are they involved in philanthropy? Do they do drugs? Do they get hammered every single day? Are they always talking about drinking whiskey and getting hammered and smoking cigars? If that's important to you, depending on which way you look at it, I would keep everything under a microscope. What I just listed off is their character traits, or what they like to do as a human, would be important to you as their customer. That would be important to you as their client when you're learning from them. All right, number 2 is looking at their business, looking at their company. Now, it's fair to say many coaches don't have companies anymore, usually because they've sold them and they're moving into different areas of life, basically. Now, that's the case of a good coach that doesn't have a company, okay? A facade that a lot of coaches put on is they don't have any companies, but they're trying to coach you. Or they're trying to coach you on a coaching company that they've built to coach you. Just doesn't make any sense. Look at their actual company that they had or have. Understand that company, what they had or have. Have they actually built anything, or are they just a franchisee who was removed from their franchise, or are a franchisee and are trying to coach you to be an entrepreneur? It doesn't align. Look deep. Many coaches actually haven't built anything. Ask them about it. Ask them about their gross profit margins. Ask them about their EBITDA. Ask them to tell you about them building these companies and what it meant to them and how they went about doing it. Ask them about their experience when it comes to business. Ask them what they've done and ask for proof of everything. Most people just want to sell you snake oil. unfortunately. And number 3, and most importantly, we already kind of touched on this, but alignment. Are you aligned with this person? Can you see yourself learning from this person? Do you get along with this person? What would your relationship look like with this person? For instance, if I want to scale to the 9-figure mark, which is what I want to do, I would want to look at someone who's doing multi 9 figures or 10 figures because they have done where I want to go. But it would be important to me that they have a fitness background, don't do drugs, and don't drink, because I have a fitness background, but also a huge focus on fitness in life. So that's important to me. It's important to me that the person doesn't do drugs because I just don't want to be aligned to someone that does drugs. Not that drugs are bad. I'm just saying I don't want to learn from someone who's constantly on drugs, and I don't drink. So if someone's like a billionaire or running a 10-figure company and they are into fitness, they don't do drugs, and they don't drink, perfect. That's a good alignment to me because that's where I want to go in the same manner. So the alignment is actually super important, and also what a lot of people forget about. Are you going to get along with this person because you're aligned to them? True story, the first coach that I ever hired, I didn't know this. I hired him because he was doing a lot of big things in business, but his personal choices, including drugs, strippers, prostitutes, and really anything other than being a good human, was important to him. And I didn't know that, and I didn't find out until I started working with him. And that's when I realized I wasn't aligned with this guy, and the relationship inevitably ended. That's how to pick a coach and vet a coach as an entrepreneur. If you have a question, if I missed something, drop it in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Happy to talk about anything and everything on these topics. And before you go, guys, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.